welcome back to the Rod Shop channel here with Saxy Rod Shop. We're just going to give you another little update about what's been going on around the shop this week, on progress on some of the cars. Here on the split window, the 63, Brandon's got the front panel done, and he's got his templates mocked up here for his side panels. These will also be bead rolled, and these will end up getting painted to go along with the engine compartment when we get done with that. But that's kind of where we are on this. Probably have these all buttoned up, ready for prep work for the paint shop later in the week. So here on the 55 interior, we're working on the trunk. This is going to get 4 speakers plus a television screen in there. And what we're doing is we're mocking up the prototype or the pattern out of some MDF. We did make a fiberglass cover to the inside of the deck lid, and then we're going to be using some of these pieces here that we've made. That will be these are for the back corner, but they will be bonded to the deck lid or to the fiberglass piece, and this will allow us to bring this around, stretch it nice and tight, have a way to staple it, and then we'll coat this all in fiberglass resin, and that'll actually give us a nice little 3-dimensional. You can see here when this is pulled into place after it's been fiberglass and bodywork, that'll give us that 3-dimensional look that we're after on the fleece. And then the television screen is going to go in this location here. And what we did is we've made a cavity for the screen to set in, and then this little piece will screw in to the wood and hold that television in place. And then this final upholstery piece, it's got some magnets in it, and then it will just go in, held in with magnets, be a flush fit right here once it's all upholstered. That'll still make all this serviceable. We can get in there to any of the speaker wiring, to the stereo, to the television, any of that. So that's how that is. So we're getting ready to finish up fleecing this and fiberglass in that cover next day or two, and then we'll be following along on this on some of our other videos as we're going. Over here on the 39, excuse me, you can take a look inside. We're got the headliner done, the back seat is pretty much done, steaming out and heating out some wrinkles in the headliner, and then the final trim pieces will be going into this, and Tommy will be doing a final assembly on this one this week. We had a little accident with our sewing machine last week, so ordered some more material, and we're going to end up redoing the front bucket seats out of our own pocket just to make them right. We weren't happy with how the machine was sewing and the cover was coming together, so we'll get that done this week. Here on the C10, I think we've already showed them all the engine compartment. We've getting it ready for some carpet. We have the center console mocked up on it, and the carpet is here, so all this will be coming out, and we'll get the carpet in here, cover the center console. We just ordered the material for it today, and then this will get reassembly. All the interior, the stereo speakers, all that will get reassembled, and then this one will get cleaned and detailed, and this one will be ready to go home, hopefully in the next week. So here on the 56, now that we got the Torino done and Anthony's starting back up on the body work on this, he's actually got the deck lid off. We'll stop in the paint shop, just kind of touch base with what he's got going on, but he's going to start with the individual components till we have opportunity to get the car over there in the paint shop. 57 pickup here, we're getting down to the last of the nuts and bolts stuff on it, and one of our last things that came in is e-brake system, and we've been using a lot of these. These are an electric linear actuator that's in here, made by a company called E-Stop, and it's like an electric parking brake. Push a button, pulls your cables. Got a lot of adjustment on there, so Kenny's actually getting ready. He's mocking this up. He'll figure out a place on the chassis That'll be a nice convenient place out of the way of the exhaust and cross members, and where we can route cables to it. That part just came in today, so he's getting started on that. And then customer's supposed to be in, looks like it's going to be about another week, but we'll start finalizing paint choices and interior choices on this one. And then this one will be getting in line for the paint shop here. So here on the, what do we decide, 69 Malibu. So Eli's got, he's coming to an end on all the components on this. He's buttoning up the front disc brake conversion. Now, this car was all original suspension, so one of the things we did is we touched base with the owner, and we just let him know that the A-arm bushings were pretty much gone. The ball joints were just pretty much wore out. They weren't on our list initially due, but once we pointed out what it needed and the condition they were in, so he had us go ahead and put new ball joints in it, new upper and lower control arm bushings. We went ahead and also did new inner and outer tie rod ends. So the whole front end is pretty much all new now, except for the coil springs. And we kept those in there because the car set really good. So we got that done. Back here in the back, while we got it up in the air, you can see we have the new tanks, fuel tank in. These are reproductions of original. Now this tank is already set up for the EFI conversion, so it has the built-in fuel pump inside it, plus it also has provisions for the sending unit. So he's got all this mounted, all of his new fuel lines. Now we just went with a basic generic all rubber EFI fuel pressure hose kit. On this one we didn't do all the braided stainless and stuff. So we got that done. I guess now we can lower it, right? So here in the engine compartment, the customer is kind of wanting to keep the cars stock looking or OE looking as possible. So we went with the traditional gold booster and just the dual master cylinder for the front disc brake conversion. But then on the Holley EFI kit, we decided to go with the gold plated, or the CAD plated throttle body. And then we have the regulator hidden. It's got the small Hyperspark distributor, which still goes along with the theme of the old school distributor. And then all the fuel lines kind of come up through the back, so they're, you know, once it's all back together and the air cleaner's on it, at first glance it's not going to be noticeable that it's a fuel injection car. And then the control box and stuff is over here in this low area right down in here, so it'll be out of the way. So that's kind of where we are on the Malibu. We've had it started, so we know everything functions, no leaks. He's just buttoning up the front disc brakes, and hopefully first of this next week we'll be getting this car on the road and test driving it, get front end alignment done, and then start doing some tuning on it. And we'd like to send this one home around Thanksgiving if at all possible. So in the last video we had this little 64 Nova here, came in for just some small updates. One of the things was he had us take the airbags, the RideTech Air Ride suspension off of it and convert it back to traditional coilover shocks front and rear. We've got that done. And then we also mounted, maybe kind of hard to tell, we just made a couple of quick little kick panels and put some speakers in the front for him. And did that, and then we also just put some new door gaskets around it and a trunk gasket. So this car is actually ready to go home. He'll be here in a little bit to pick this one up. Just little things like that. Well, we did also insulate the firewall and seal up all the holes, the small holes that were in this car. This car had a lot of holes in it. It's been manipulated many times over the years. So let's take a quick look in the body shop here and we'll show you that deck lid. So this here's the deck lid off the 56 we were talking about. And we stuck with the original deck lid that came with the car. Our experience has been in the past that they just usually fit the car better. We have the opportunity to get others or a brand new one. But then a lot of times what happens is the shape is expanded here, or you'll get a corner that's lifted up. Now this car's been sitting in storage for over 30 some years before we got it. So it's not too terribly bad. Now he's actually hand stripped this here, all the old original paint from, I guess it was original paint, wasn't it, from 56. And one of the things we're doing is we're filling in all the holes where this is a Bel Air two-door hardtop. So it had the emblem up here, it had the V, and then the license plate went low. The only thing that the customer wants us to go back with was the V, and what we're going to do is by welding up all the holes, once the new V gets it, the V emblem gets in here, we can position it where we really want it and it fits the car the nicest. But you can see this car's not in too bad a shape. It's got a few little pinholes that we noticed underneath. Anthony will be cutting those out and filling those all in, metal prepping that. And then this will get put in probably our epoxy and then our high fill primer, and we'll leave it in that stage until we get further along on the car, and then he'll do all of his final body work and blocking as the car is assembled as a complete unit. That's what we've got going on this week here at the Sachse Rod Shop. I wanted to take a few moments to thank everybody for watching our videos, supporting our channel. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit that, what is that called, the bell button, so you get our notifications of all the new videos coming out. And again, if you see something in a video or have a question about how we do something or a question on how to do something for yourself, drop us a line or a message or give us a call here at the shop. We'll be more than happy to help you in any way we can. And Thanksgiving's coming up. It's just right around the corner, so we won't see you until after Thanksgiving. So everybody have a safe holiday. If you're traveling, don't eat too much, and happy Thanksgiving. Is that what we want to say? Thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned for next week.